Hi guys, this is Naomi with Paradigm Shift Tarot, and this is your Venus retrograde in Gemini reading. And I thought I would talk a little bit about what that means. So Venus rules over beauty and luxury and money and romance, right? And when in retrograde, a planet takes on what appears to be backwards motion. It goes from its eastward course and changes to a westward course. Of course, now we know that that's actually an illusion caused by Earth's motion. And illusion is actually the theme for this entire conversation, okay? However, during this time, there are very real non-illusory things that happen. And actually, before we get into those, I just want to say that Venus in retrograde doesn't actually begin until the end of the 12th, so more like the 13th. So make sure to pay extra special attention to people and things, situations that enter your life right now, because that's really going to set the stage for this whole retrograde. And things that require or are going to require extra evaluation are really going to start popping up right now. So right now we're in pre-shadow until the 12th. And during this time, you've probably already been feeling sort of those starting effects. And usually the themes for the retrograde that are going to make themselves apparent during this time start to pop up right now. The last time that Venus was in retrograde in Gemini was 2012. So ask yourself, what was going on in your life regarding money and partnerships, romance during that time? And it can be kind of fun to go back on social media. If you journal, go back and see what was going on during that time, because patterns tend to repeat themselves. So even if the players have changed, the people have changed, situations have changed. There might be some real similar patterns that happen again this time around. So keep an eye out for that. Sometimes that can be kind of fun. And if you don't journal, now is a great time to start. So, the next retrograde, you can look back on this time and see if there are any similarities. Okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. So Gemini. Gemini tends to add this shady salesman vibe to the retrograde. And no offense to Gemini. I love you guys. Okay. But what that means is there can be some masking of true intentions and motivations with words right now, because Gemini is a really social, communicative sign, and it really understands its world through mental processes. So during the retrograde, there can be a little confusion, all right, a little illusion happening, and maybe sort of a feeling like we don't know the whole truth of a situation, and we might worry that maybe there's some manipulation happening. And during this time, it's very possible that there is. Okay, so be very wary. And to make matters more intense, Venus is actually squaring Neptune, and Neptune is all about illusion and fantasy. So that really just increases those feelings of confusion, right? And it's really going to feel like you have to sort of fight through that illusory fog cast by Neptune in search for the truth. That's kind of how it's going to feel. Kind of like you're just fighting through this this haze. And Gemini is really about searching for truth. So there's going to be a lot of struggle right now, where you're going to be really, wanting answers, and you're going to have to accept that you might not get them right away. Okay. And Gemini also causes some restlessness because it's so communicative. You know, it's such a social sign, and it really requires that communication to really thrive. So with this pandemic and, you know, the quarantine is still very much a part of our reality, that's really just going to amplify those restless feelings that you might be feeling. So I feel like during this time, and with Venus really, you know, amps up those romantic vibes. So it's possible that you could be, I don't know, engaging in flirtatious behavior online, maybe entertaining some people right now with maybe a little bit of a reckless abandon, you know, that recklessness that the retrograde causes. So be really careful, because people might not be who they appear to be, and at the end of the retrograde, you know, those illusions will start to come to an end. And you might see that some of the people that you were engaging with aren't quite who you thought they were. So really treat people with extra caution right now. So my number one biggest piece of advice right now is do not enter into any new relationships, and do not exit any current relationships right now. Basically, don't do anything on a whim, unless, of course, it's toxic. Okay, if you're in a toxic, abusive relationship, that's completely different. I'm not saying you should sit on something like that, but in general, you should just wait it out. Wait for the retrograde to end. Venus in retrograde can kind of cause some disruptions and maybe some blockages in current, you know, partnerships and relationships. So really use this time to utilize Gemini's communication, you know, communicative energies, and really talk things out before they get explosive, okay? I think that is the best advice I can give you right now. So really restrain yourself from acting impulsively right now. And if you still feel the same way come July, then by all means, you know, take that leap of faith. You know, do whatever it is that you feel, you know, drawn, guided to do. But try to wait it out, okay? If you can, try to wait it out. And also, a theme for Venus retrograde is exes coming back in the picture. So be really careful about rekindling past relationships, okay? Because remember, they're an ex for a reason, and we'll be really apt to view people and situations right now with rose-tinted glasses. So if something feels too good to be true, it usually is, okay? So if you really like someone right now, leave it at that, right? Use this time to really get to know them, and if you still really like them and you're still vibing come July, you know, then, you know, take the leap. But don't get into any commitments right now, because, you know, if they really are who they say they are, and you really do have a real connection, they're still going to be there come July. So use this time to just get to know each other better, okay? So don't hop into anything new. Just really, really restrain yourself. And this also pertains to your finances. So don't make any big investments, okay? Be very careful with that. And Gemini also adds this sort of urge to be frivolous too. So really be careful right now. What you can do, however, during this time is use those creative artistic energies that are coming in from both Venus and Gemini, and use this as an opportunity to hone a skill or an ability. If there's a book you've been, you know, waiting to write, you know, start that. Take up a new hobby. If you've been kind of in hiatus from some of the things that you like to do, like maybe you like to paint or play an instrument or, you know, something like that, something artsy, and you haven't done that in a while. Now's the time to start that again. And why I said don't do any, you know, make any big financial changes, but now can really be a time to maybe start a business idea. Maybe not put it into practice yet, but really start building a foundational plan. Like, because right now you're going to be super creative, and it's a time to start experimenting and trying new things, and not being afraid to think outside the box, right? It's also a really good time to really make some healthy choices and get into new healthy habits and routines. So start eating better and really treating yourself right. This is really a time of self-care. Getting into, you know, working out again, or yoga or meditation, and really focusing on self-love. That's the best thing you can do during this time. Um, and it's also a time of introspection. So right now is when we really evaluate the masks that we wear. So ask yourself, am I being authentic? Am I being honest with myself right now? Because Gemini has that deceptive air, okay? So maybe it's not just others you're deceiving, maybe yourself. So really evaluate how you operate, okay, as well, because you're going to be having those kind of worries about, you know, are other people manipulating me right now? You know, turn that around. Are you manipulating people right now? I know that's hard for us to do. That's kind of the energy right now, okay? So really take some time to think about yourself and how you can better improve. So around June 2nd, Venus and the Sun will be in conjunction, where the Sun and Venus will cross. And that's going to be an event in which we're going to get some more clarity on things. It's kind of like the clouds will part and the sun will shine on a situation that's been kind of, you know, hidden in shadow. So, you know, if there are any secrets that have been kind of pushed off to the side or hidden, they're going to be revealed during this time. And we're going to really get some clarity. But this doesn't mean that it's a time to take action. Okay. All that means is that it's just an opportunity to get a little insight, to give us some time to come to some conclusions, to better prepare. So Venus will finally go direct the night of June 24th, but more like the 25th. So I usually say around July is green light time, and that gives you a little bit more time to work off those sort of residual retrograde energies. So anything that you've been sitting on, any major decisions you've been holding off on, once July hits, you know, go crazy. That's the time to take your leap of faith if that's what you're wanting to do. So guys, get comfortable with not having all of the answers right now. Okay, that's just the energy. And yeah, so let's get started with your reading, shall we? Okay, thanks. Hi, Cancer. This is your Venus retrograde in Gemini reading. Hopefully you watched the intro so you know a little bit about what that means. And before I start, I just want to apologize for the state of my nails. I know a lot of readers have really nice nails and their hands always look really good. And I am just very much an outdoorsy type of girl. I'm always outside. I mean, I run around outside barefoot. So, you know, I try to clean my nails a little bit, but they aren't the best. I even do yoga outside. So my apologies for the state of my hands that you have to look at. Okay. So anyway, before I start, I just want to say that, oh man, you guys had a lot of spirit guides coming in for this reading. So I want to give you some key words to leave you with, okay? Beauty, wisdom, art, creativity, career success, truth, emotions, evolutionary change, releasing the past, presence, visions and dreams, death and grief, life review and soul contracts, past lives, Akashic records, healing, healers, traveling, removing evil energies, forgiveness and mercy, transformation, spiritual alchemy, cleansing lower energies, and memory and focus. And you had 2 chakras come up for you to focus on. You got the heart chakra as well as the crown chakra, okay? So in this coming Venus retrograde, those 2 areas might either be blocked or need some balancing. So if you work with chakras at all, keep those 2 in mind. Okay, and also I pulled a goddess card for this reading. Since it is Venus, I thought that was fitting. And who you guys got was Demeter, okay? So Demeter, sorry, is a very earthy, grounded Virgo energy. She's very mature and she's all about preservation and balance. So she makes sure that all involved in a situation get their needs met. So if there's a situation in which you lost something, okay, this card kind of tells you that whatever you've lost will return to you, but it may be conditional and not in the way that you expect. And also, it brings up that September will be significant to you. So we know that the retrograde ends end of June. So July is usually like the green light to go ahead and make major decisions after you've been holding off during the retrograde. At least you should be holding off. So it sounds like you guys are going to have a little bit of time here to work something out. So something's going on here, and September is going to be important. Okay. All right. So before I get started, I just want to say that there is a very specific narrative laid out here for a very specific group of you Cancers. So if this isn't resonating, I really recommend that you look up the other readings for your other signs in your chart. So if you know your sun, moon, and ascendant rising sign, other than Cancer, go ahead and check those out if this doesn't resonate for you, because this is a very specific story happening right now for a very specific group. So again, it might not resonate. Okay, awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. So I just want to say that we have a king and a queen, okay? You guys got the king and queen of swords here. You got a pair, all right? So you guys are really mirroring each other right now. In this situation, I just want you to be aware, gender here is completely irrelevant, all right? This is really just about who sits more in the different polarities, right? So the negative polarity is always masculine. So whoever in the pair or the connection sits more in their masculine energy, they might resonate more with this this King of Swords. And then there's the positive polarity, which is the feminine. So if you tend to sit more in your feminine energies, you might resonate more with this Queen of Swords, okay? So gender doesn't matter here. All right. So I would really like to start with this Queen, okay? So the Queen of Swords, she is she is a very, very tough lady, okay? She is, I mean, she's a warrior, right? And she doesn't mess around. she knows her truth, right? I mean, she's holding the sword of truth here. All right. She's all about honesty and direct communication. And she's very, very independent. And she sets very clear boundaries. Okay. That's really important here. Very clear boundaries. All right. And she really protects herself. And sometimes she wields that sword, you know, maybe with a little too much enthusiasm sometimes, and can be really cutting. She can really cut people off sometimes. Yeah, she's all about keeping up those boundaries and really being careful about who she lets into her life. And then what's crossing her here is the Queen of Wands, okay? And I also just want to say really quick, Pisces got a very similar reading, actually. There's a lot of energies here that are the same. Some of the narrative is very similar. Some of the oracle cards that were pulled were really the same. So if you happen to have Pisces in your chart, I'm going to really recommend that you watch the Pisces video too, to maybe get some more information. Maybe there'll be a message there for you, okay? Because there's a lot of commonalities here. So anyway, this Queen of Swords got the Queen of Wands as well crossing her, okay? So I feel like what's going on right now during this Venus retrograde is this Queen of Swords is really in the process of turning into this Queen of Wands. And we have to keep in mind, we're also going through a Pluto retrograde as well. And Pluto is all about tearing down those walls, tearing down those boundaries, okay? These walls that you've built around yourself here with the Queen of Swords. I feel like she's trying to tear those down here and really get to know herself. And I think she's tired of keeping people out. I think that's exhausting. And she's ready to manifest this new energy as the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is really attractive, really beautiful inside and out. She makes dreams a reality. She's super creative and passionate and action oriented. And the thing about Venus is very much about creativity, especially it being in Gemini right now. Gemini is a very artistic, creative sign. So I think this Queen of Swords is really going to be expressing her creative side during this time, and pursuing creative, following creative pursuits right now. And she's manifesting. The Queen of Wands is all about manifesting things into her life that match her energy, bringing good things into her life that are good for her. She's spent a lot of time in this Queen of Swords energy, cutting people off and situations off that are no longer serving her. And now she's moving into this new stage, this really action-oriented, beautiful, exciting, inspirational stage. Okay, so this is a huge transformation. And Pluto retrograde, I mean, that's really what Pluto is about too. So I feel like you're going through some major changes right now. Okay, if this is you, if you are sitting in your feminine energy and you're resonating here, this is big time change. All right. Okay. And this change came out of a Three of Swords scenario. So this is heartbreak. Okay. This is major loss and disappointment and betrayal. Sometimes this is third party energy too. Okay. So I don't want to discount that as being a possibility. This could have been on your end or your partner's end. Maybe you one or the other or both of you brought in someone else. You were looking at someone else. Maybe there was a secret love affair. I don't know. But also, this is just basic betrayal. Okay, this is major heartbreak. This is a lot of pain here. Okay, so this is where this metamorphosis came from. Okay, this is really what spurred her on this journey to become this new person. She's coming out of a heartbreak right here. Okay, We also got the Nine of Wands, which is resilience and courage, persistence. So this is a test of faith right here. And this is also about setting up boundaries. All right, which I think is pretty interesting because that's what the Queen of Swords is all about. She sets boundaries. So she really set up boundaries here. And she's in a place where she's really trying to be courageous after this major heartbreak, and it really tested her faith. She's in a state where she feels like she's juggling two things with this Two of Pentacles. She's juggling a lot, trying to prioritize, and juggling between two different things. Maybe that's juggling a decision that she needs to make. Whether this is juggling, work and home and all the different things that might come up. But I feel like there's a major decision here, okay? And I say that because you got the Two of Swords, which is all about being stuck in the middle of a decision. Okay, this is an impasse. In my other deck, it is a woman blindfolded holding two swords crossed. Okay, meaning she feels trapped in a situation, but she's choosing to remain blindfolded to it. Okay, she doesn't want to see the truth. She doesn't want to acknowledge it. All right, so she's juggling some major decision that she's not ready to face yet. She's not ready to face the truth, and and she's spent so much in this Queen of Swords energy that I feel like she's really set these boundaries up for herself, and she's having a really hard time tearing them down, and she wants to. Okay, she really wants to, and that's really a Cancer thing too. When Cancers are wounded and go through heartbreak, they retreat, right? They retreat into their shells, and they can get really hardened that way and bitter. And I feel like that's something that this Cancer, or this, if this is you, this is what's happening here. She's really struggling to take her walls down. She feels stuck in this situation. She wants to be this Queen of Wands, but I think she's really struggling getting there. She's really grappling with this decision. I feel like there's a decision here related to this King of Swords here. Maybe it's a decision that she already made and it's still weighing on her. I don't know. Or maybe that's a decision that she's playing with right now, and that's something she's gonna be really grappling with during this retrograde. But Venus in retrograde always says, don't make any decisions on whim, okay? So don't be, if you're feeling like you're ready just to cut off this connection, don't do it yet. Give it time. Wait until July. Wait until the retrograde is over. That's the green light to make major decisions. So really sit on this energy for a bit and have a little bit of patience, all right? Because if you're feeling stuck right now, that's not going to solve itself. And usually by the end of the retrograde, you're going to have some major clarity, okay? Major clarity. So give it some time. I believe June 2nd actually is a period of time in which you're going to have some major eye-opening, moment, okay? So that's possible. All right. So there might be a moment there where you're going to come to some sort of information that's going to help you really figure out this decision that you're juggling. Again, don't make any decisions until July, okay, if you can help it. And, here, Demeter said September is going to be really important to you. So maybe this is a decision that, you need to sit with for a while, and you're going to wait until September to really make a decision. So I'm just saying, don't be hasty yet with whatever this is. It's pretty heavy energy, but also don't be waiting to manifest this, to be this Queen of Wands. Okay, don't put your life on hold for anybody. Be this Queen of Wands. All right, this is beautiful energy. Don't not be her. Okay, and I'm going to leave her up because that's who we're manifesting right now. We want to be the Queen of Wands. We don't want to be the Queen of Swords. We want to move out of that hard energy. And sure, the Queen of Swords serves us, right? She served you she's protected you, she's kept you safe, she's, you know, boundaries are put up there for self-preservation, right? For, um, I mean, survival, you know, that serves us, certainly. But sometimes, you know, we put up walls to protect ourselves and then we end up keeping things out. And we're not just keeping out bad things, we end up keeping out good things too. We block out everything. And then we're having a hard time coming into this really beautiful, creative, open-minded, um, fiery, passionate energy, and this is really where we want to be. Okay, so we really want to make sure that we're not, if we're stuck in a situation over a person, we're grappling with this, you know, decision, and that's hindering our ability to become her. That's a huge problem. Never put your life on hold. If this person's making you feel like you're putting your life on hold, it's time to, I think it's time to take kind of a pause. Okay, take a pause here and really focus on yourself, and think how you can come into this and really utilize this Venus energy right now. Okay, because that's what this Venus is all about: creativity and creation. So think about what you can be creating right now. Okay, and then we have the King of Swords. Okay, I love that these two came out together. They did. They came flying out together as a pair. So again, this King of Swords, similar energy, right? He puts up boundaries, keeps people out. He's also very, very truthful. Again, direct communication. Truthful, sometimes so truthful that it hurts. But he keeps people out, right? That's his whole story. And he exerts a lot of authority. He's got a lot of control. He's way too in control sometimes. And that's his whole, I mean, that's his whole thing. I mean, he wants to be in control of the situation. And in matters of love, emotions, I mean, and sometimes it feels like if this is a romantic, I'm not saying it is, but if it's a romantic partnership here, I mean, emotions make us feel like we're out of control, and he probably doesn't like that very much. So he doesn't want to feel out of control, and that might be where he's at right now. Okay, he got, oh man, a lot, a lot's going on here. Okay, um, okay, he got the Death card. All right, um, major changes. Okay, this is a card of Scorpio, scorpionic change, metamorphosis here. This is a major ending, towards a new beginning. Okay, this is all about death and rebirth. Like, whatever happened, that Three of Swords that we have over here, that ending, that heartbreak, really rocked this King of Swords. Okay, and he is changing. Like, these two are really mirroring each other. They're really going through similar stuff right now. I feel like this ending really shook him, and it really changed him, and he quit resisting, and he allowed that death to change him and to start something new. So he's really metamorphosizing here, into this Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a really giving energy. It's all about giving and receiving, generosity, charity, sharing your wealth. Whatever happened here, I feel like this change really brought him to a new place where he's really feeling grateful for things. He's in a new energy here where he's feeling really generous. This is about, charity and yeah, that whole giving receiving thing. Like, he's really open now. It's really opened him up to a new way of thinking. I feel like if he was coming from a really selfish place, this King of Swords is kind of, can be kind of selfish. He's so worried about protecting himself and keeping people out that he's not really thinking about anyone else. I feel like this major change brought him to this new place where he's in a new type of energy now. He also got the Four of Swords. Okay. And this is all about rest and relaxation and recuperation. meditation. Like he's sitting back, and after this major ending here, um, and he's recuperating from it. He's taken a rest from all of that. That was probably pretty exhausting what happened, this ending of some kind, this heartbreak that happened, and he's taking a break. In my other deck, it's a knight laying on this slab, and underneath it is the Ace of Swords, okay? And in that situation, and the Ace of Swords is also what this King of Swords is holding, okay? This Sword of Truth right here. So the Sword of Truth is laying under this knight, okay? And to me, that can mean a few things. That can mean either that person is holding on to their truth and they're laying on it, they're resting on it, they're not ready to come forward and be honest yet, or it means that person did come forward and spoke their truth, and now they're resting on it and just kind of waiting to see where things fall, kind of in a things will fall where they may. I said what I had to say, and now I'm going to see what happens, or he's resting on it. And it really depends on what's surrounding those cards. But in this situation, with this ending, like in this giving and receiving energy, I feel like he did. I think he spoke his truth, and now he's just kind of sitting back, and he's like, okay, I said what I had to say. And that's that, I guess, you know, and it's kind of in the Queen's court now, and it's up to her to decide how she wants to proceed. Okay, but you know, she's in this place of trying to become this Queen of Wands, and she's in a, you know, she went through a lot of pain, and I don't think she was ready to hear that. Maybe it was an apology, maybe it was a, hey, I love you, I want to come back, maybe it was a, or hey, I just love you. It was maybe him sharing that, or maybe it was something completely different. Maybe it was, hey, I don't, you know, maybe I'm not feeling this connection anymore. I don't know what this truth was, but something came out here that it really broke this Queen's heart, I think, and it broke the King's heart too. So whatever this is, he's resting on it, okay? He's going through major change, and this major ending here, and it's really changing him. He's being born anew here in this new energy, this new really giving energy, and he's taking a break right now. He's taking a rest. He also, okay, he also got Judgment. Okay. And Judgment is all about, oh gosh, I mean this is Judgment. Okay. This is about moving towards your inner calling, which I think is a really beautiful message. This is a rebirth, all right? He made a judgment call here. I'm really feeling it with that King of Swords, direct communication. I feel like he made some kind of judgment call. He made a choice to say something or whatever, and it shook him just as much as it shook the Queen. And now he's going through this major rebirth, and he is going through some major changes in his inner calling. He's pursuing that. He's pursuing his truth right now. This is also a card of Scorpio, by the way. Okay, you got that twice here. Okay, you got death, you got Judgment. 2 Scorpio cards. So Cancer, if you're the Queen of Wands, I'm really curious to know if you're the, well, yeah, the Queen. Well, this is who we want to be, right? But if you're the Queen of Swords, I really want to know if your King of Swords is a Scorpio, or really has Scorpio heavy in their chart. Maybe Scorpio isn't their sun, but maybe it's their moon or their rising sign. Okay, but really interested. Maybe this is you. Maybe you have Scorpio in your chart. Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay, and you also got the Eight of Cups for the King of Swords. So Eight of Cups is major disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism. So he's going through it just as much as the Queen is, okay? Um, this major change here, this death and rebirth, this was a huge disappointment for him, okay? He feels kind of abandoned, and I think he withdrew, and that's why he's laying on his sword right now, that Four of Swords. He's resting. He withdrew, and he's taking a rest right now, and feeling some major disappointment about whatever transpired, and really working on himself. Okay, you put him in a different energy. So I'm not sure what kind of communication happened between these two, but it changed both of them in a big way, and they're really working on becoming someone new here, and listening to their inner calling. Interesting. Oh, right, we also got the Knight of Cups. Okay, um and that actually came out with that Six of Pentacles, that really, that beautiful, generous, giving, receiving card. Um, I feel like he's in a place where he really wants to come in and offer his heart. You know, I feel like he really cares about this queen. Okay, he really loves her. But you know, she's still in her Queen of Swords energy. She's put up her boundary. She's blocked him, maybe. She's not talking to him right now. And he's got this strong desire to come in and give his feelings to her. You know, he wants to tell her how he feels. Maybe that's the truth that he wants to communicate. There's that feeling of desire to communicate. Maybe he wants to come in and tell her how he feels. He wants to give that to her. I feel like he really wants to share his wealth, and he really wants to give to this queen, and she's just blocking him right now. The thing is he's blocking her just as much as she's blocking him. So, you know, they're sharing that energy. Yeah, he wants to come in and tell her how he feels, but she's, you know, neither are open to one another right now. You know, they're going through some major shifts in energy, and neither are coming towards each other at this moment. So I pulled some more cards based on this connection, okay? And number one, this is the first card that came out, was the Emperor. Wow, okay. So I feel like this king, okay, this masculine energy, this major change that he's working on. So we got this queen who's working on becoming the Queen of Wands. Okay, she's trying to cut down her boundaries. She's her barrier. She's trying to become a new, you know, a new version of herself, a better version of herself. And so is the king. He's trying to manifest his own future. He's trying to become the emperor now. He's trying to make a better life for himself. He's trying, you know, this is the father of the tarot. This is the divine masculine. Like, he's really trying to stand in his power now, and just, and really, you know, if he hasn't been standing in his masculinity, this is him wanting to do that. Like, he's ready to really stand in his masculine energy now. And but at the same time, okay, at the same time, the Emperor is also very emotionally distant and disconnected. Okay, he seems a little detached. He's a little cold, um, and that's very much how the King of Swords is. Okay, he's a little emotionally attached. He doesn't get wrapped up in his emotions. I feel like this king is very caught up in becoming this person. And so he's really got this cold energy right now. You know, he's not he's not focusing a lot on this connection. Um, he's kind of standing in his power right now, and thinking about how he can be more like the Emperor, and be this stronger version of himself that he maybe hasn't been in the past. But again, there's that emotional disconnect. and this queen, like, she's working on, in this Venus retrograde, she's working on, becoming this beautiful manifester, this really action oriented, fiery go-getter, while this guy, he's working on standing in his masculinity and kind of detached. So I feel like this connection, I mean, they're doing a lot of work on themselves, okay? So it's really, they're both in a process in which they're leveling up. And I really want to see, I really love to see how this turns out at the end of this retrograde, okay? You also got the Four of Pentacles. So I have another deck where it's actually a guy in the middle of the woods in the cloak of night under the moon, and he is burying these Four Pentacles in a hole. He's burying them. So there's kind of this selfish energy here. And I feel like this is what's going on here with this king. Like, he's kind of in a selfish energy, or maybe he has been, and this major change is shifting him a little bit, because he's really feeling this giving receiving, right now. He's in a different place. He wants to express his emotions, but he knows he's got to work on being the emperor if he's going to come forward to connect with this queen. But the Four of Pentacles to me is also, this is really like getting caught up in materialism, really getting caught up in money and kind of letting it control your life. And it's also about, that's hugely about ego. So I feel like this king has been really standing, or living from his ego. Like, he's been very much in his ego. And this whole metamorphosis, this death that he's going through, I feel like this is major ego death, okay? And I think this queen really brought him to that place where he realized that he had been living in his ego for a long time, and that really shook him up. Guys, there's some serious twin flame energy happening here. And again, I'm telling you that Pisces reading was very strong, and I really recommend that you check it out, especially if you got Pisces in your chart. But this is very similar. I'm getting some really strong soulmate ties here. Okay, there's definitely a soul tie here. You guys have a really strong connection. You guys really shook each other up and sent each other on this awakening, this spiritual awakening, where you're both, learning new things about yourself and becoming better versions of yourself, and really on this journey of finding yourselves. And that's really beautiful. But I feel like he has been living in ego for a long time, and he's on his way out. He's on his way to becoming this emperor and really embracing that Six of Pentacles, that giving, receiving. He's tired of being selfish. And maybe that's what, the queen remembers him as. She remembers him as being a very selfish king, a very emotionally distant, cut off, selfish king. And maybe that caused a lot of problems for them. Okay. But, he's really working on that. He's working on becoming this emperor so he can become, a better match for this empress. All right, and then we got the Hanged Man. Okay, Pisces card right here. Yeah, the Hanged Man. This is all about being stuck in a situation, okay, and needing a fresh perspective, a new perspective. So again, I feel like if it's this king, he's realizing that this selfish behavior wasn't serving him anymore, and he's turning this whole situation upside down on its head, and he's getting a fresh perspective. And also, it could be that the queen is viewing this king differently. Maybe she's seeing the changes he's making. I also don't want to discount that this is all the king. Okay, I don't want to say that the king is the one living in the ego and the queen is fine. It's possible that she was too. It's possible that they both were. It's possible that she was living in her ego too, and maybe he saw her as selfish, because again, they're marrying each other. They are both the king and queen of swords. So she's been in a selfish energy as well, where she's been really protecting herself and keeping this king out and probably not even realizing it. Usually the king and queen don't realize that they're keeping people out. They don't see it. They don't see it until later. So it's possible she was in a very materialistic place, and she was living in ego as well, and she's working on making changes as well. So who knows? But I feel like they were very much stuck in that situation, and it was really stagnant. It wasn't going anywhere. And the Chariot. Okay. So this is all about following, I mean, this is following your path, all right? This is letting the light shine in a specific direction and following that. Okay? This is like divine change and movement. So I feel like whatever this was, like, you were stuck in a situation and needed a new perspective, and you were guided to do that, and you're on the right path now. Like, you're both making major changes here, and you're shining light on that shadow side. Like, whatever darkness you've been holding on to, whatever that selfish ego behavior that got you in this place with each other, you're moving away from that, and you're really shining light on the darkness, and you're following a new path now. Okay? Awesome. Okay. Oh man. Okay. So in this connection, you guys also got the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is basically self-sabotage. All right. This is negative feelings and emotions, depression, an illusion, like not willing to see a situation for what it is. But it's completely self-imposed. This person's choosing to remain blind to the situation. This person's choosing to be tied up and stuck, and that's how they feel, but they don't realize that they have control over it right now. They're not aware of it. Because they're kind of, this is self-victimization. They're choosing to feel like a victim. They were wounded, and they're licking their wounds, and Cancer can be like that sometimes, and not just Cancer, all water signs, but Cancer is especially they really like to stay in that energy. They really like to dwell, and they retreat into their shells, and then they dwell on this heavy negative energy and just let it consume them. And this is kind of what's happening here. And this is choosing to be illusioned, not seeing a situation for what it was. Yes, the Empress, come through. Okay, this is like major twin flame energy right now, all right? Wow, 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 wow. You got the Emperor and the Empress. This queen, she's becoming the Empress right now, okay? And we got the 111. All right, that is major spiritual awakening. Okay, and the emperor in this deck is 1111. And so that's major spiritual awakening too. So I feel like these two are really metamorphosizing. This king is working on becoming this emperor, and this queen is becoming the empress. All right, this connection really challenged them. It was a major spiritual connection that really rocked them, and they're shifting their energy right now through this retrograde. They're really focusing on themselves and becoming better versions of themselves, and that is so beautiful. I really love this. I think it's fantastic. We got the Page of Swords. Okay, so the Page of Swords is kind of a message. It's he's a messenger, right? He wants to come in with direct communication. He wants to come in and say something, and I feel like I feel like whatever this communication is and this connection, that's making them feel this. This is all regarding this, okay? The self-victimization. So I feel like there's a communication that needs to happen, okay, about feelings, all right? Someone's not being honest about their feelings. I feel like these two really love each other, and neither of them are coming towards one another and sharing that. Neither one of them are admitting their feelings for one another. Um, but there's this major desire to come in with an emotional offer, and to make some action towards the other person, and that's making them feel victimized, because it's making them feel like they're stuck in a situation and they can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, because they're holding on to this, I guess, maybe secret in a way. They're not sharing their emotions, they're not sharing their feelings, they're keeping it from one another. And then you also got temperance. Okay. So temperance is all about balance and moderation, healing. Okay, so there's a real desire here to heal from this situation, to find a balance in this connection. I feel like it's been kind of imbalanced, and there's this real desire to fly above these lesser energies. She's got these beautiful wings, and and move on. But there's also an element of patience here. Okay, this is all about patience and moderation. um so this is really kind of telling you to have patience with this. Like, there's a real desire to come in here with an offer, with an emotional offer, with a romantic offer. um and you got to have patience with this person, whoever's waiting on this other person. um have patience with one another. Okay. September again might be that time for you. I don't know. Definitely wait until July to be making any major communications, any huge shifts. Okay, just kind of focus on yourself right now, focus on your healing. um and you're gonna have some major clarity later. Okay, major clarity that's gonna come to you by the end of this retrograde, at least by July. And you're gonna kind of see this connection a little more clearly, and it's gonna make a little more sense to you, so you know how to move forward. You guys are majorly shifting right now, and you need to focus on that shift. You need to focus. If you're the feminine, you really need to focus on becoming that Queen of Wands. Okay, get creative. Feel that passion, do things that light your soul on fire, and give this king a space. I feel like this king needs that. He needs a lot of space to become this emperor. um it's not as easy for him to make that change like it is for the queen. The queen can become she's the empress is the mother of the tarot. She's nurturing and loving and giving, and it's a little easier for those feminine energies to make that shift. Okay, the feminine is usually the more conscious of the two, the more self-aware, and the masculine takes a little time to get here. He's getting there. It's just not as quickly as maybe the Empress wants. Okay, this Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is passionate. She's action oriented. She's ready to make a change, make a move, make things happen. And this King of Swords is moving not as quickly as she wants. Okay, so have some patience right now. And yeah, I think trying to find this balance and having patience, this is a major burden for this, on this connection. Huge burden. It feels like there's some serious waiting energy here between these two, waiting on one another to come forward, and neither one are coming forward, I feel. And it's a major burden, and it's really heavy energy. There's a real desire to move towards the future, to make plans, and to they're ready for a new beginning here, and a fresh start. They're ready to build this new future, whether that's with each other or not. They're wanting to, someone, maybe it's, I don't know, I can't speak for both, but I feel like whoever this is regarding in this connection, they're really seeing a future with the other person. Okay, they really see a future here. And I want to say that it's the king. I feel like the king really sees a future with this queen. Okay, really sees a future with this queen. But he has to make a major decision, right? he needs to stand in his power, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to become the emperor and stand in his power, stand in his masculinity. Um, and he's got a major decision to make. But he has to stand in his power first before he can do that. And of course, the queen, you know, she got this juggling energy where she's got the two of, you know, she's also got a decision to make about this connection. And it's probably, how long can she wait on this King of Swords to become the emperor? She needs to stand in her empress energy too, okay? But she really needs to work on this, you know, doing things, pursuing her passions, and not waiting, you know. Don't put your life on hold for anyone. She needs to keep living her life and work on, you know, manifesting herself into this beautiful empress. Really, really getting in touch with her divine feminine, okay, and standing in her power too, because she's got a major decision to make about this connection too. And really, once they're standing in their power, you see there's a major decision between these two things, right? But you see his hand is already on this wand, like he already knows the answer. Okay, he already knows the answer. He already knows which one of these wands is going to get him to his future. He is fully aware, okay? He's divining it here in this crystal ball. He knows. He's already got his hand on it. He doesn't really realize this right now, but he will. And he will when he's standing in his power. Okay. Oh, man. 10 of Pentacles. This is beautiful. Okay, this is divine love. Okay, and so I'm bringing up twin flame stuff again. This is a major soulmate connection. This is major love here. This is building a life together, building a family together, building a foundation with somebody. This is the family card. This is beautiful. This is love, divine love. These two really want to build something together. I think they really see, you know, he's looking towards this future, right? This future that he wants to build with his divine feminine. They're just not there yet. But they will be. I can't say when. Maybe September. But seriously, they want this. They really want this, but neither are moving towards each other right now. But they both want the same thing. Okay, there's a major stability and abundance in store here if they can stand in their power, if they can really level up. But this burden of wanting this so much is making them feel victimized. And I think that's part of the problem, is they want this so much with one another that they're actually blocking the connection. This attachment to one another is blocking each other. Anytime you want someone too much, when you want something so much, you know, every time you think about it and you're just like, I want this, that's a form of control and a form of resistance. Okay, you end up blocking this from manifesting into your life because you're resisting it and you don't realize it because you want it so much that you're blocking it. And you don't see the opportunity there that might be in store there to get you to where you want to be, because you're so focused on being in this state that you can't see anything else, and you're blocking the connection. So I think you really, in this situation, you really need to take some notes from the Taoist concept of letting go. So there's some really good videos on YouTube about that. I really recommend that. It's the concept of true unconditional love and loving without attachment. And I really think that that's going to come in handy in this connection. There needs to be a little more of go with the flow and adaptability. And these two right now, they're not feeling that. They're kind of feeling victimized right now by this connection, and it's time for them to let go a little bit and just let things fall where they may. Okay, focus on yourself and get yourself into this beautiful energy, this, you know, and you're going to start manifesting these things into your life once you get yourself in that state, because the universe matches your energy. If you put yourself in a specific vibration, a good vibration, you're going to bring good things in, because the universe is going to match you. If you're putting out negative vibrations, you know, you're frustrated or angry or impatient or whatever, and there's some impatience in this reading, you're putting out the energy of impatience, tired of waiting, then you're going to bring things in that make you feel more impatient. Okay, you're going to bring people in and situations in that just exacerbate that feeling. It's going to make you more frustrated. So yeah, so think about how you can be impacting this. Think about how you might be, you know, just think about how you might be the problem here. Okay, this wanting, this longing, this desire to have this life with this person is really blocking you. Okay, so it's time to let go. And this is also about letting go of baggage. Okay, so if you're moving away from this connection, have already moved away from this connection, if you two are in separation, it's really time to let that go. If you're hanging on to this connection because of what you might have had, what you could have had, it's time to let that go. Okay, this isn't doing you any good holding on to this, and you might be blocking new things from coming in. If this relationship has ended already and you're still in this energy, you're not going to be bringing anyone new in. Okay, you're not going to be bringing anyone new in. All right. So if this is someone that hasn't come in yet, if this could be, I don't know, if this is a new person, and I'm saying that because you also got the Fool, right? New beginnings. If this is a new person coming in that's in the process of becoming your emperor to match your empress, you could block them. Okay. So I don't know, maybe this is someone you've met already, maybe you don't. Maybe they're going through this period of time right now where they're working on standing in their masculinity, and you might block them from entering your life because you're still hung up on your past. Okay, so think about that. You got the Fool. Okay, this is a fresh start. This is new beginnings. This is excitement for an adventure. You know, he's holding a wand. That's passion, creativity. He's moving towards a new future, and he's really excited about it. He's taken a leap of faith, you know, and he doesn't care. He's ignoring the caution signs. He's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm making the jump. And if this is in this connection, I feel like these two are really gonna take a leap of faith. Okay, you know, they see this 10 of Pentacles with each other. They see it. It's just out of reach, and they might be coming in and making a leap of faith here in the future if they can stand in their power. Okay, so really focus on getting in your energy, standing in your power here, because this is just out of reach, and they both want that. You know, they're planning for that, and it's just weighing on them, and it's really, really heavy energy, but they both want it. So something's happening here. This is a new beginning being manifested in this connection. And maybe the connection's changing. Maybe it was a different type of connection. Maybe it was kind of an unspoken relationship. Maybe it was an open relationship. Maybe it started out as just a friendship and maybe manifested into something more. Friends with benefits scenario where there was sex involved, but it was never really discussed that it was a relationship. And now the relationship is changing. They've changed each other, and maybe one wasn't interested in commitment at the time. They were blocking each other. They weren't letting each other come in with this King and Queen of Swords energy. And so they were kind of blocking the commitment, and they weren't ready to commit. And now that's changing a little bit. Maybe one of them is, or both, hopefully both of them are ready to manifest a new beginning to change the nature of this relationship. Maybe they're ready to be more than friends. I don't know, but they've got to stand in this first to get there. Okay. You also got Justice. All right. Card of Libra, weighing the scales and swinging the sword of justice. Okay. So there's some weighing of pros and cons here. I feel like they're really weighing the pros and cons about this connection. You know, they want to take a leap of faith, but they're really caught up in I mean, this sword energy. Okay. That's what the King and Queen of Swords are about. They're all about the mental faculties. They're very intelligent and clever, and they overthink everything. They're all about critical thinking. They think and think and think, and they overthink things. They're weighing the pros and cons about making this move. Do I come in? Do I not come in? Do I come in? Do I not come in? Do I tell so-and-so how I feel? Do I not? What do I do? What's going to happen if I do? What's going to happen if I don't? And they're just so busy in this, you know, back and forth energy. And there's a lot of back and forth energy. Okay. There's a lot of hot and cold, in and out. All right, so whatever this is, they're really weighing this new beginning that they're trying to manifest, because there was a Three of Swords scenario. All right, this is an ending, betrayal, loss, third party energy. Okay, so there was some kind of, obviously there was a heartbreak. Okay, we got that here already. We got the Three of Swords already with the Queen. So I'm wondering if there was a third party scenario. Maybe the Queen had found someone else during this connection. Maybe the King did. Um, Maybe there was a secret affair happening and they hurt each other here. There's some kind of betrayal, but either way, this is heartbreak. Okay, I'm not saying Three of Swords is your story. Okay, I'm just throwing that out there because it could be somebody's story. But this is major heartbreak. So this major heartbreak is really putting them in this justice scenario. Like, I was hurt. Do I really want to go back to that connection? I went through a lot of pain in this connection already. Why would I want to go back? So if this person, I mean, Venus retrograde, if you've already ended this relationship and this is an old connection and you're in separation, Venus in retrograde tends to bring back exes. Okay, exes always come back. Not always, but they tend to. Okay, that's just the energy. So if this is an ex coming back in, you might be really weighing, I was really hurt here. He or she really hurt me. I don't know how I feel about having a new beginning with this person. I don't know about that. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of pros and cons being weighed here on whether or not you're okay with that. But know that this King of Swords is really working on manifesting a new beginning for himself. He wants to be this emperor. Okay, he's in this new giving, beautiful energy. He's doing a lot of inner work here. So don't make any decisions about this connection. If this person comes back in with a desire or interest, and he does come back in with that wanting to tell you his feelings, because there's that Knight of Cups there, and that desire, that Page of Cups as well, to come in with an emotional offer. If that happens and he comes in to tell you his truth and speak his truth to you, hey, I'm still in love with you, I still want to be with you, I urge you to sit on it. Okay, sit on this justice. Okay, yeah, you were hurt. Don't forget that exes are exes for a reason. Don't let people come in that have hurt you already. Sit on it. Okay, sit on it and wait until after this retrograde is over and see how you feel in July. Okay, wait even longer and wait until September, like Demeter said. Don't make any quick moves. Don't make any hasty decisions right now, because don't forget, what's crowning this whole thing is the Three of Swords. All right, there's some major heartbreak here, so don't forget that this is at the root of all of this, and this is what has shaken this entire connection. This is why you guys are going through this period of time in which you're working on becoming different, better versions of yourself because of this pain. Okay, so I'm not saying don't give him a chance, but just remember, I mean, if this was a toxic relationship before, discern some judgment here. Okay. So you also got the Lovers. Of course you did, right? Of course you did. Got the Lovers. Gemini. All right, which is even more interesting because Venus is in Gemini right now. And Venus and Gemini, I mean, this is all about communication, and you got a lot of that here. So they're all about direct communications. I feel like a direct communication is coming in about how they feel. Someone's coming in. I feel like it's going to be this masculine energy is going to be coming in and telling you how he feels and expressing his feelings. Okay, he's going to be honest. I feel like because this lover scenario also can mean a major decision, and you got a lot of that in this reading too. Major decisions happening. A major choice about a partnership is coming because you've been in that Hanged Man. Again, Pisces, so maybe one of you has Pisces in your chart. Okay, you've got Pisces a few times now. So if Pisces is in one of your charts, I really recommend you watching that Pisces reading because I think it'll resonate for you. But anyway, you've been really stuck in this situation, feeling stuck in this lover's like limbo right now with this person. And it's time, this really tells you it's time to see this connection differently. okay? It's time to view it differently, that, you know, you've been looking at it one way for a really long time, and it's time to see it differently now, okay? Because you also got the Five of Pentacles, all right? This is financial. This can be financial loss. This can be poverty. This is a lack mindset, isolation, worry, related to this. So I don't know what's going on, but maybe one of these two, I don't know. Maybe one of these two had some serious financial troubles, okay? Serious financial troubles. And that could have been the cause of this connection issue too, this betrayal. Who knows? Sometimes betrayal isn't all about, can be financial. A lot of couples end relationships over money. Maybe there was some kind of loss that happened in your breakup. If the breakup has happened yet, I don't know. But this is also the left out in the cold card. So I feel like in this lover scenario, someone felt like they got left out in the cold, and they're feeling stuck in a situation, and they're right now not really seeing a way out. Like the situation is kind of stagnant. Again, they're kind of in limbo, where they're just hanging there in this state of worry and confusion and loss and lack. Like they're really struggling here. And they majorly lost something, okay? They're left out in the cold. This is also the ghosting card. And I had to say that because you got the King and Queen of Swords who are blocking each other. Maybe it's literally blocking. Maybe you're literally blocking each other, not talking to one another, okay? Ten of Cups, all right? Ten of Cups, divine love. Okay, this is serious stuff. So you got, and I said earlier, Ten of Pentacles, that joy and family and harmony. And then you got the Ten of Cups on top of that, which is also, divine love. And again, I'm seeing some major twin flame energy here, the major soulmate energy here. But this is harmony and emotional harmony and balance. Like, gosh, it's almost like, I don't know, maybe you were married, maybe you wanted to be married, maybe you were going to be married, maybe you were engaged at some point, and you really had these grandiose illusions about having this beautiful life together. Or maybe you did have a beautiful life together, okay, and something came in and ended that and put you in a weird state. Or maybe you had imagined that for yourself, and then this ending happened, this betrayal happened, this heartbreak, and has made you feel really stuck because you still very much see this beautiful divine love for one another, but you're hanging in limbo right now, okay? And there's a major decision that's going to have to be made about this connection. All right. Strength. Okay, you got Strength, card of Leo. Okay, so first of all, I want to point out 1111. Okay. Spiritual awakening, you got that again. In a twin flame, if I were doing a twin flame reading right now, this is often that divine feminine taming the divine masculine. Okay, so there could be a little bit of that going on, where the divine feminine had to take control of a situation, and she had to make some major changes. She is manifesting, she's leveling up into the Empress, and that forces the divine masculine to upgrade into the Emperor, okay? And that's done out of her own spiritual awakening. So she starts working on herself. She just detaches from this connection completely, emotionally, energetically, detaches from the connection, focuses on herself, focuses on her awakening, focuses on her spirituality, coming into alignment with herself, balance, healing. And when she does that, that puts this masculine in a place where he's forced to level up to. Okay, he does. But this is telling you to have strength. Oh, okay. Oof, Ten of Swords. Okay. Hold on. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is all about, oh man, victim. Okay. This is feeling like a victim. This is major loss and grief and pain and betrayal and yeah, this is like you felt stabbed in the back, um, totally betrayed by somebody, and you are in the energy of feeling like a victim big time. Um, and you are really being told to have strength during this time, okay? Because you are leveling up. You are leveling up right now and becoming this emperor. And have strength, because this was destined, okay? This was meant to be. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This was all meant to be. You are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. All this pain that you've gone through happened for a reason. It happened for a reason, to get you to where you are now, because your life is making major changes, major shifts in energy. Um, don't doubt that. All of this pain, as much as it hurt, it was meant to be, okay? It was all destined to get you to where you are now. Destiny. This love was destined. So if you're feeling regret and bitter and angry about it, feel grateful instead. Change that energy of bitterness and hate and resentment towards one another, this victim energy you're holding, turn that into gratitude. Be grateful for the gifts that they've given you. I know it's really hard to see that sometimes, but I mean, that really leveled you up, okay? That whatever you went through with this person, this heartbreak, this was meant to be, because you are manifesting and you are metamorphosizing into a beautiful butterfly. All right, it was meant to be. Okay, don't ever doubt that. Okay, Eight of Wands. This is really fast moving energy. This is travel. This is like ready to rock. Okay, this is extremely passionate, fiery energy, go-getting, action oriented. You are moving towards your Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. And you got the High Priestess. Okay. The High Priestess is also a card of Pisces. Okay. And you got Pisces. I just said you got Pisces a bunch already. So I'm feeling like, I don't know. I wonder if your person has Pisces in their chart. Okay. I don't know. I'm just really curious about that. I think this is also like a Cancer, considered a Cancer card too. Cancer, Pisces. But either way, she's super spiritual. Okay. Super spiritual. Incredibly intuitive. And kind of secretive. All right. Super secretive. So she's keeping a lot of secrets. What whatever that is, I don't know what that is. But she's keeping something to herself. But she's busy. Okay, she's coming into her spiritual awakening. She's she's not sharing that with anyone. She's manifesting. She's becoming this empress right now. That's what her focus is, and that is really beautiful, because this Seven of Pentacles is about long-term goals and investment, and this is about harvesting, reaping what you've sown. But there's a sense of like waiting here, okay? Like you planted the seed, you're watching this beautiful plant grow, and you're just waiting to harvest, all right? And you know it's coming, like you see it, and it's growing beautifully, and it's almost ready, but it's not quite there yet. And it's just like you're just focused on this, and you just really want it, like you're ready for it. You're ready for the big payoff. What is all this pain for if it doesn't pay off? Okay, so there's this waiting energy here, and that's okay, all right? but yeah, I don't know, there's this fast moving energy. You really want this plant to grow a little faster. You really want to reap your rewards a little bit faster, you know. And if you're the Queen of Wands, you've already got that fast paced energy where you're like, I just want this connection. If this is about this connection, I just want this connection to pay off. I'm just ready to get what, you know, I'm just ready to get the big payoff. Where is it? Where is it at? So there's a sense of impatience. Okay. And we got that a lot here, that feeling of impatience and waiting on one another. And a reminder that you need to be really patient and focus on your spiritual ascent. Okay. Be patient. You are going to get your reward. You just have to focus on yourself. So again, you see this right here, 11. All right. 11, 11, spiritual awakening. Okay. That's really heavy in this reading. You need to focus on that. Okay. You will get your payoff. You just need to have patience. And then you got the Queen of Pentacles. All right. The Queen of Pentacles is a very independent lady. She's abundant. She's got her money in order. She's got her family life in order. She's built a foundation for herself. She's doing it on her own too. Like, she doesn't need anybody. She doesn't need anyone. She's super, super independent, very much standing in her power. Okay. And then we got this King of Cups. Okay. This water, I mean, this is a water sign, okay, a masculine water sign. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So again, if your partner is a Pisces, really, really need to look at that reading that I did for Pisces. But maybe this is you. Maybe this is your energy as a Cancer. I don't know. And maybe you're, I don't know. So maybe you're connecting to a water sign. But this is at the center of this independence. Okay. So I feel like this Queen of Swords is really coming in to her independence, okay, because of this King of Cups. All right. You know, she's this King of Cups and this emotional, I don't know if there was some sort of emotional withholding that was happening, but I feel like this is definitely like masculine water sign. So I feel like whoever, I mean, and you got a lot of Scorpio for this King of Swords, so maybe you're connecting with a Scorpio. I don't know. I feel like you're connecting with a water sign, and that really, really impacted this queen's desire to become more independent and really, really work on herself. Okay? Really work on herself. The Six of Swords is all about transition. Moving to new shores, taking your energy and moving on. You know what? Where I'm at isn't working. I'm tired of being in this, you know, this relationship limbo. I'm tired of hanging here waiting for things to manifest for myself. And I'm moving on. I'm not waiting around anymore. And I'm releasing baggage. This is about releasing baggage, cutting ties. You're not waiting for this person to come back. You're not waiting for this relationship to work out. You're gonna live your life, okay? And you're becoming independent, all right? Independent, financially independent, emotionally independent. You're doing your own thing and you're not waiting on anybody. You're getting in touch with your emotions if this is you. If this is the King of Swords, I feel like the King of Swords, oh gosh, this water sign, I really feel like who you're connecting with is a water sign. I feel like this king is, I feel like he's got a lot of emotions, okay? Because he really wants to come in and share his emotions. He wants to come in and tell you how he feels. He really does. He's got a lot of emotions that he's not used to connecting with them. Okay, and that's how water signs are, especially masculine water signs, okay? Masculine water signs, socially, men are taught not to, I mean, in general, they're taught not to be emotional, that it's a weakness. And I feel like he's got a lot of emotions and he really does care. But he's been putting on this face, this mask, that ego, right? That ego that he's battling. He's been putting on this front of being really tough and not having emotions and being really emotionally distant. And really underneath, there's this vulnerable man underneath there. And he's really trying to get in touch with his emotions again. And he's going through a major metamorphosis with that death, that ego death that's happening here, where he's becoming the emperor. And he'll get there. He's just not there yet, because it's scary. It's scary to be vulnerable. And he's on his way. He really is. I think he's on his way because he's shifting too. He's on his way to distant shores as well. I feel like they both are moving on to and pursuing this change, which is really beautiful. Because if they can make this change, this connection can work, okay? This is major soulmate energy. I really do feel that. I really do feel like this could work. If they can get in this state, if they can both level up, all right? If they can do that. And if he can really get in touch with his emotions, all right, that's really important here. Okay, awesome, guys. Okay, so I was only going to pull one rune, and I received a message that, nope, I needed to pull multiple runes, so you got 4, all right? So you got Ansus. Okay, so this is a messenger rune. This is about getting a message of great importance that's going to change your life. All right, this is all about signs, synchronicities, being extra aware of your surroundings, because you are going to be getting a message from the universe big time, okay? Or a literal message, because again, I'm feeling like this masculine's coming in and he wants to tell you the truth. He wants to be open with you. He wants to come clean about something. And I feel like maybe that's going to happen here. And I also say that, and why I feel like this is connected to the masculine is because Ansus is actually related to death. Okay. And the emperor. Okay. Death and the emperor. All right. It's also related to the tower and the hierophant. So this is all about like tying yourself in a knots over something, being super controlling over a situation, on a constant quest for learning and enlightenment, and then sudden unexpected change. Okay. And maybe that concept of tying themselves in the knots over their emotions, right? Over not being able to be vulnerable. And now they're on a quest for enlightenment, and a really sudden shift is happening. So, change may be uncomfortable, but if we want to grow and move forward toward our future, a cleanse and a purge needs to happen, and we need to breathe new life into a situation and get a fresh perspective, because this is all about beginnings and endings, and that's what this is. This is a major beginning and ending. And you guys got the Hanged Man twice, and this is all about flipping something on its head and getting a new perspective. So you need to see this connection a little bit differently, and see this connection as a connection that really brought you into spiritual growth, and stop seeing it and stop dwelling on this pain that it caused you, and see it for what it is. And this is like launching you guys into some major beautiful changes, and you guys really got to start seeing that way, because that's going to really change your perspective. And again, be grateful for it. I know that's hard, but wow, this is really powerful. This connection you guys had or do have. I'm not saying it's over yet. I'm just saying it looks like it's pretty difficult is all. is really launching you into this major shift of consciousness. All right. Okay. You also got Hagalas. Okay. And this is a major disruption. This is kind of like the rug got pulled out from under me. That kind of that victim energy that we got here. But it's a major jolt that awakens you to your inner truth. Okay, and that's what this is all about, especially over here. This is all about him awakening to his truth, awakening to his emotions, to his feelings. Um, yeah, so this is related to the world in the tarot, which is a completion of a cycle. It's also the weather rune, and it reminds mankind that they are at mercy to the weather. Weathering a storm, whether it's internally or externally. And this reminds us that we're spiritual beings living a human experience, okay? This is about major awakening here. So yeah, whatever happened, whatever went on, this pain, this happened for a reason. This disruption that happened, again, this is divine timing. This disruption happened for a reason to awaken you to your truth here. Okay. You also got the Gabo. This is a love rune. And this is a lucky charm. And it's about partnership. It's also associated with the lovers. And it reminds us to be functional in a relationship, you really need to stand on your own. And over here, with this Queen of Cups, that's very much what's happening. I mean, you're really working on your independence here. And this rune reminds you that to be whole first before you can be in harmony with another. All right. So don't be together. That whole "you complete me" thing is so damaging. I really hate when people say that "you complete me, this is my other half." I mean, you shouldn't see it that way. You should see it as a divine partnership. Okay. You shouldn't be half of a person coming together with another half of a person. That's not going to go anywhere. No one's responsible for your happiness in a relationship. And when you're half a person trying to be in a relationship with someone else that's also not conscious, that's not self-aware, you're going to be projecting a lot on that person. Maybe that's a part of this pain here. Projection. You had really high expectations. This person, you had really strong chemistry. You thought this was your soulmate, right? And they disappointed you because they weren't everything that you thought they were going to be. And they couldn't be what you wanted them to be because they weren't whole yet, and neither were you. You have to be whole. You have to both be whole before you're ready to be together. And this is exactly the teachings that I would give if this were a twin flame reading. Twin flame reading is all about you being whole before you can be in this relationship. You need to be the empress before you can be with your emperor. You need to energetically and emotionally detach from this connection. It's time to end this energetic attachment and focus on becoming who you're meant to be. Okay. Focus on becoming whole. And if they're meant for you, then they're meant for you and they'll come back. Okay. And I feel like you are in that process. I really do. I really do. And I feel like he is going to be coming in, because that's what happens when the divine feminine starts focusing on herself and getting in a good place. That's when the divine masculine comes back in. Okay. So, but be really careful about letting him back in, right? Be really careful during this Venus retrograde. Don't let him disrupt you from this path, because what's going to happen is if he comes in real hot, and expressing his feelings and how he cares about you, and you get disrupted on your path towards your ascension, towards getting spiritually aligned, you're gonna come back to this heartbreak. Okay. He's gonna leave again. If he's the one that left, I don't know. You're gonna end up blocking each other again. You might have a few good days, maybe a short period of time, honeymoon period, where he's come back or whatever, and then you're going to get energetically attached and he's going to leave again. So again, look up the Taoist concept of letting go. I think that will really help you in this situation that you're going through. Okay. And then you got Nauthies. So this is a challenge to the self. This is all about secrets and the shadow side. This is the need to purge, cleanse, and shine light on your darkness, okay? This is doing major inner work right now. And I feel like both of you are doing that. You're both in this space. This is all about dispensing energies that bind you to your lesser self. So this rune says, know thyself. And this rune is linked to the devil in the tarot, which is all about addictions and obsessions and unhealthy attachments. This is about being chained to one's feelings or beliefs. So if you guys are feeling chained to some idea or concept or the way that things were supposed to be, you need to take a fresh perspective and look at this relationship differently. Okay. Yeah, this was meant to be. Okay. This was destined, right? To get you to this place, to get you to really reevaluate yourself and look at really deal with your shadowy aspects of your personality and really work on dispensing of the ego. It's time to let the ego go and start living from spirit. That's what this is all about. So this rune is called the Great Teacher. It tells you to look within yourself and unlock all the doors in the hallways of your mind and let in the healing light of the sun. So don't set yourself up for failure. It's time to restore harmony with the universe. It's time to clear old karma, past debts, and tie up loose ends. So there's a loose end hanging out here. It's time to tie it up. Okay, it's time to come in with direct communication and really tie that up. Okay, but also letting go of baggage, what you got here. Okay, it's time to let go. Move on. Don't stress about this connection anymore. Let it go. It's not serving you anymore, and it's time to move on. Okay. All right. Okay, so you got some really beautiful cards here. All right. Got divine guidance. Whispers from the beings who shine, let their message be clear and kind. Okay, I really, really love that. Really, really love that divine guidance. And you are being divinely guided, right? This is what this is all about, divine guidance. So I'm gonna leave you with a little prayer, if you will, a little mantra regarding divine guidance, because I feel like you guys are in a space where you're really going through some kind of a spiritual awakening, and you are being divinely guided, and it's time to connect with the divine. And earlier I said, you know, you had a lot of spirit guides come in, and one of them said to focus on your crown chakra, you know, and that's your connection to this divine energy, and it's really time to focus on that. So I'm going to leave you with this, okay? And I don't mean leave you with this because we're not done yet. Sorry, there's a lot of cards, but here it is. By this bright star's fire, bring to me guidance divine. Allow the flame to now inspire whispers from the beings who shine. With trust and goodness, let them talk. Let their message be clear and kind. And with the path of guidance I will walk. And by the power of 3 by 3, as I do, will, so mote it be. Okay, beautiful. Divine guidance. You also got wisdom, okay? Trust in that inner voice. Trust in your intuition about this connection. Trust that you're being divinely guided. Trust that you're on the right path, okay? You're wiser than you know. And you need to really stand in that, okay? You're an old soul. Like, you're really beautiful here. And you've got a lot of guidance here, okay, that are with you, and you need to believe in that. You also got imagination. Imagination now sets me free. Divine ones, I send my thanks to thee. So again, if you are the feminine in this connection, you're manifesting this really creative energy and harnessing this energy of Venus right now. And it's time to get creative and let that creation set you free. Okay, and be grateful, right? Divine ones, I send my thanks to thee. Be grateful for this creative, passionate energy that you're going through right now, the result of this pain that you've gone through, because it's really taking you to new places. Find a way to transmute that negative energy that you're going through into something really beautiful and creative. Okay, and then you also got trust. I am safe. I am secure. In love, I trust. My faith endures. Okay, so again, I was saying trust, trust, trust a lot when I was talking about wisdom. Yeah, trust your inner guidance. All right, trust. That's so important here. And I really want to bring up, because trust came up, this card. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Okay, it is safe for you to love. So it's time to put down that sword that you both are holding. Okay, it's time to put down that sword, tear down those boundaries that's not serving you anymore. And it's time to let yourself really feel. Get into your feelings. All right, there's not weakness. There's no weakness in feeling. There's power in that. All right, and you need to trust that. Okay, so it's safe for you to love again. It's safe for you to trust again. And I also want to bring up my faith endures, okay? Because you got another card in relation to that. Endurance. Okay. Endurance is, oh man, this is all about compulsive curiosity and the deeper mysteries of life. This is an interest in self-improvement towards strength of will, okay? This draws attention to periods of your life in which great challenges must be met with equal tenacity. So situations requiring extreme effort or self-control. This is a drastic life change, okay? Drastic life changes. You're really moving towards your improvement. And what did it say here again? It says, my faith endures. Faith, okay? Trust. It's safe for you to love. Trust that. Have strength in what you've gone through. Don't give up. Okay, you also got codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. I feel like there's some addiction in this connection. I feel like you're one or both of you are addicted to this connection in a strange way. You might have some serious energetic attachments. There might be some ties here between the two of you that you guys are holding on to that are keeping you linked together. That's making it difficult to drop this connection. It's time to let go of that, and it's time to let that go and really focus on yourself, because this is going to impact your ability to reconnect. If you're hoping for union with this person, that's not going to happen until you are the emperor and he's the emperor and she's the empress. Okay, that's not going to happen. So if you keep experiencing love in a codependent way, this union is never going to happen. All right, and you're never going to be able to bring in that ultimate flame. Okay, that if you're trying to manifest your twin flame, this codependent energy is going to push that person away. All right, energetic attachment. True love is about loving someone unconditionally, without need, without attachment to outcome, loving someone regardless if you're going to be together. That's true love. And that's so beautiful to experience. You also got eccentricity. So I love this one. This is saying either you are currently going against expected behavior, or that you should, because doing so will change your fortune. So it's time to get weird. All right. And you got 11 here too. Okay. Spiritual awakening. You're having an awakening to things that people might think you're kind of weird. I mean, you're coming to a new level of consciousness. You're going to be experiencing life in a new way. And people might see you as being really weird, and that's beautiful. Like, this is the best thing you could do. Be eccentric, embrace your authenticity, be who you are, and you're going to really influence people. Like, people are going to really admire that about you, and you're going to make other people want to do that. Put down your mask. Quit wearing the mask. You don't need it anymore. You don't need a mask to be the emperor and the empress. Okay? That's the whole point of this, is letting ego die and putting down the mask and being yourself, even if it's embarrassing or weird or makes other people uncomfortable. And it only makes people uncomfortable because you're being authentic scares people. They don't want to put down their mask because that's terrifying. They don't know who they are without it. And if you start doing that, you're going to influence other people to do that, and you're going to raise the vibration of the planet. Be a part of the mass awakening that's happening right now. Join in. Be weird. Who cares what people think? Okay? Now's the time to completely forget what other people think. Who cares? And you got enthusiasm. I love this card. You might have some attraction to foreign places and you know, or people. There might be a desire to move or live somewhere new. You might have a strong intuitive ability which is developing. You might, and that ability might be giving you like flashes of inspiration or visions of future events that might be making people think you're pretty weird. And that's okay. Give into that. Let that happen. Again, you're experiencing higher levels of consciousness. You guys are going through some kind of spiritual awakening. You're going to be having all kinds of new epiphanies about life. And that's really exciting. And approach that with enthusiasm. This is a drive to pursue education in philosophical, religious, or ethical concepts. Okay, so you're making big changes, and you're changing your views on the world. And this also might say it might be ready to let out a truth that might hurt somebody. And again, there's some communication here that needs to happen, and it might hurt the other person, and that's something you're just going to have to do. Okay, this is splendid opportunities. Contact from abroad, long distance travel. Yeah, just enthusiasm about life. It's really exciting. You also got expect powerful change. This is an affirmation that you're going to achieve your dreams and you're going to get the desired outcome that you hope for. Okay, powerful new beginnings, and new directions that are leading you somewhere better. So remember, this is divinely timed. This is destined. You're put on this path for a reason. This connection that's brought you a lot of pain, this was meant to happen to bring you to where you are right now. Okay, this was meant to be. So whatever's happening is happening for a reason. A new door is opening, and all you've got to do is walk through it. Okay, you're being put on the right path, so don't fear it. It's time to let go of the past, because every day is a new beginning, and it's time to live in the now. So you're being guided, right? You're being guided, and a door is being presented to you. And again, all you have to do is walk through it. That's all you got to do. You just got to take the opportunity that's coming and just be open to it. And you got death is an illusion. Okay, and absolutely, because in this scenario, this death that's happening, this death of ego that you're going through, it's an illusion. It's not, you're not dying. You might feel like you're dying. This pain, this heartbreak might feel like you're dying, but you're not. Okay, it's an illusion. The spirit lives on, right? So, and your spirit will live on. If the ego dies, you're still gonna live. You're gonna live through it, and you're gonna be better for it. So don't be afraid of changing. Don't be afraid of letting go of that character that you built. You know, we build these characters about, you know, and these masks that we wear, the way that we want people to see us. And after a while, we start to think that we are our masks. We don't even know who's underneath the mask anymore. And we start to believe in the illusion that we've built about ourselves. And we get to the point, and we probably have moments through our whole lives where we're like, I don't know who I am. Okay? It's time to put down that mask, all right? You're not going to die. It's all an illusion. And finally, we got focus on the positive. Okay? So this is all about the law of attraction here. You put out a positive vibration, the universe is gonna match that with an equally positive vibration. It's gonna match your energy. And same with this connection. You're matching each other's energy. He's the King of Swords, you're the Queen of Swords. You're both in a state of blocking each other, not letting each other in. You're not open to one another right now. Yeah, you're mirroring each other. And that's what this is kind of about. You know, so really focus on the positive things. Don't block things out, okay? Because right now, and the Queen of Swords energy, you're not just blocking out good things or bad things, you're also blocking out good things. So you really want to be open and receptive to everything that's coming to you, okay? And you got to focus on the positive things, okay? Don't focus on your pain. Don't focus on your loss. Focus on being grateful for this experience, for this connection that you've had, because it's brought you to new places. So yeah, really beautiful stuff here. Okay, Cancer, this was a fantastic reading. I hope you liked it. I hope you resonated with it. Yeah, have a good night.